Good afternoon. It is day 8 of our trip from Florida to Washington State. We are traveling in western Montana, heading towards Idaho, and we just passed a town called Libby, headed towards another little town called Troy. These are both still in Montana, so we haven't crossed the Montana border. I don't know if you can see over here, but the trees just blocked it. There's a nice little stream. Anyhow, the road's been looking mostly like this for the last couple hours, and we are on our way. We're headed towards Spokane, Washington, and then we'll go beyond Spokane and stay somewhere between Spokane and Seattle this evening for our last night of the trip. So I'll check in with you later. We've crossed into Idaho now, and we've been following this train for the last 5 minutes. It's going about the same speed that we are. There's some cars ahead of us. I just thought this was a cool little shot. Folks, we are in Sandpoint, Idaho, and about a half an hour ago we said, let's see if we can find a snowball stand somewhere. Now, we've been going across the country for 8 days now. We've not seen a snowball stand the entire time we've been traveling. We didn't think we were going to find one, but we stopped on the side of the road at a fruit stand to pick up some fruit. And the people who operate the fruit stand directed us here to City Beach in Sandpoint. And we came to Martha's Snack Shop. And look what I have in my hand. Yes, sir, we found it, and now we are moving on. Hey there, this is Dr. Mort Orman again, and it is the end of day 8 of our journey from Florida to Anacortes, Washington, which is where we're headed. We are currently in Washington State. We are staying in a Comfort Inn in a little town of Ellensburg, Washington, which happens to be a place where Christina, my wife, in her senior year of veterinary school, she did a 1-month externship here at the college located in this town. And she spent a month here. It's the first time she's been back since that time, many moons ago. So it's a treat for her to be here. So we've only got about 4 hours of driving time left on our trip. Tomorrow we're going to head towards Seattle. Christina wants to do some shopping at the famous market in Seattle, and then we'll head up to Anacortes, which is where we'll be spending the next couple months. So at this part of the day, I'm going to review another piece of Life 101, and the part that I'm going to review today is the final section of the book, which is called Having Joy and Having It More Abundantly. So the whole chapter is about being joyous in life, and the authors start off by saying there really is no limit to the amount of joy that we as human beings can experience. There's nothing limiting us for the most part, and we can experience joy in many different ways and almost any time we want, regardless of the circumstances that are going on in our lives. Now, I know that may sound like a stretch for certain circumstances, but it's still possible, and there are people who have actually done those kinds of almost heroic sort of efforts at creating joy in situations that most people would find no joy whatsoever, and a lot of pain and heartache and things like that. So joy is very abundant, and in this last section of the book, they talk about many different aspects of how we can attain joy and achieve joy and truly have it in abundance. So I just want to focus on a couple of them. They talk about healing the past and healing, let's say, your relationship with your parents and other things that may have happened to you in the past, and sort of letting that all, just completing that, letting it all stay in the past. Don't bring it into the present. Don't bring it into your future. It's over with. It's done with. Just leave it be there and move on from whatever it was, and whatever you have to do to heal whatever hurts or pains that you experienced in the past. That's one pathway towards experiencing more joy. They talk about forgiveness, they talk about laughter, a bunch of other things that they talk about, but and they also talk about gratitude, which most people know about and have heard about. But the two things that that stood out the most for me were they talk about sacrifice, and sacrifice can be a path towards joy. And what they're talking about here is not, what most people normally think of when they hear the term sacrifice, is giving up good stuff that you want for maybe some future reward. They're saying, no, that's not what we mean. We mean sacrifice some of the stuff that's limiting your joy. So for example, here's a list of things they say you'd be better off sacrificing from your life. Greed, lust, hurts, judgments, demands, spoiledness, envy, jealousy, vindictiveness. What they say is you should, as quickly as possible, sacrifice all those things, get them out of your life, and what will fill the space is more joy and more abundance of joy. And that's probably true. It's not an easy thing for people to do, but that's what they mean by discussing the term sacrifice. And then the other important thing they talk about is service. And remember, their whole thesis in this book is that life is about learning, and learning particularly through doing, gathering experiences in life that are instructive for how to live well, how to master life. And they say that there's a natural progression in life from learning and doing and acquiring experience and knowledge and know-how to teaching and giving and being of service to other people. So as you go through life learning things and discovering things and having life experiences that have helped you, you can then turn around and help other people who might be struggling with those same circumstances. So for example, in my life, I struggled for many years with my negative emotions like anger and frustration and guilt and anxiety. Struggled many, many years with them, couldn't figure out how to do anything with them or get rid of them or control them. And then over a period of time, I had some major breakthroughs in that area. I learned how to basically get rid of most of those negative emotions whenever I wanted to. Well, that's a skill that I now have. And it's something that I have over the last 40 years shared with other people, taught other people how to do. And there's that natural flow in life. When you learn something, you discover something valuable like that, something powerful like that, that completely changes the dynamic of your life. There's a natural tendency to want to share it with other people, want to help other people have that same kind of personal breakthrough. And I've done that in multiple other areas of my life where I've had personal breakthroughs and things that I struggled with for many, many years. And once you get through that on the other side, and you finally figure out what the solution is, and you get a solution that really works and it lasts, so it's not a flash in the pan kind of thing that maybe helps you for a week or two, but year after year after year after year, it just is there something to make use of, then your natural inclination is to want to share that and be of service to other people who may be going through some of those same difficulties in life. So that's one of the reasons why I'm putting together the Life Mastery online membership, the Life Mastery Skills for Men online membership that I'm putting together to share a number of the things that I've learned over my life, the things that I have had breakthroughs in, and maybe other people have breakthroughs in also, and to make them available to other men who may not have had those breakthroughs yet and would love to have them. So that's what this section, that's what struck me about this last section of the book. There's lots of other good stuff in that last section that they talk about. But that's what I wanted to talk about today. And tomorrow, hopefully, our long journey to our summer residence for the next 2 months will have been completed, and I'll be able to report from you from Anacortes, Washington. So see you tomorrow.